So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove a carburetor on a 2006 Honda CRF250R. All you're going to need is 3/8 ratchet with an extension that would help, 8mm, 10mm, 12mm, and 17mm. You need a Phillips head screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, 10mm open end wrench, and a 14mm open end wrench, and an Allen wrench. I do not know the size of this, I'm sorry, but it's for the side of the carburetor. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start by removing the seat. We're going to remove the plastics, and then we're going to remove the gas tank. In order to remove the gas tank, you're going to have to take this off, just pull it off like so, and then we're going to unbolt this valve, and we're going to get something to hold these two rings together so we can pull off this tube, and this bolt as well. Once those are off, this gas tank should just come off like so. So now we're going to be taking off part of our exhaust system, so we're going to be loosening this right next to the kickstart. We'll be taking this off, loosening that, taking this bolt off, loosening this, and taking this bolt off. Now we could take these off first. We're going to slide this part, this white pipe out. This is really hard to do with one hand. Alright, cool. Now to remove the subframe, we're going to be taking this bolt out right here. We'll be taking this one out as well as the one on the other side. We're going to be taking this tube off. I'm going to be, I don't know if you can kind of see in there, loosen that boot for this air tank, and this whole thing should pull right out. With those out, the subframe should come out. Alright, so this is the part where you're going to need a jack stand. I'll grab one of these. And we are going to be removing this top shock absorber. And when we remove that, the bike is going to kind of sag, so that's why we're going to have this jack stand on this side to hold up the bike. Kind of have to push the bike a little this way to get this bolt off. Pull that shock absorber out and let it rest on that jack stand. Whoops. Rest on this jack stand right here. Now we're going to grab our container. We're going to put it right under the bike, right where those hoses lead to. We're going to crack this valve loose, so that way we can let all the gas out that's in there. And the flow bowl. Valve back up. Leaves us is everything that's attached to this carburetor now. So we're going to be taking this cable out. Then we're going to take that cable out from this wire tie along with this. Now we have to take these throttle cables out that are right here. To do that, you're going to have to get an Allen wrench and take that bolt off right there. That's that black cover that's on the side of the carburetor. Put that right there so you guys can have a better view. Once you get it started, it should be easy to unscrew with your hand. Now all you have to do is just pull this cover off and pull it out away from the throttle cables. Or not away, but push up. Now that you have your throttle wheel exposed, sometimes it might make it easier to draw a dot on one of these cables and then draw, like, let's say an X next to it, so that way you guys could kind of reference on how to put this thing back together properly. So now, in order to take those out, we're going to loosen these cables right over here. You're going to need a 10mm open end wrench. Loosen it enough to get the nut on the other side to come out. For this bottom cable, I usually like to do both of them at the same time, so that way we could not mess with the distance between the two. So after loosening these, we're going to be pulling the cables out from their channels, pull them around and then slide them out. Same thing for the bottom one. I'm trying to get a good view for you guys. Slide it out like so. Oops. There we go. You just pull those cables out and just get them out of your way. Back to this side of the bike, we're going to be taking this fuel line off this hook right here. Then we're going to be loosening this boot that connects the top end of the engine to the carburetor, the engine head. Okay. Once we do that, take any wire ties that are connected to anything that you don't want to come out. Alright, then all we have to do, a lot of people have different ways of pulling this carburetor out. Me personally, I've done this too many times. We're going to be pulling this carburetor just straight out like so from its boot. And then I'm going to slide it under the frame. Kind of have to wiggle it out a little bit. Okay. Now keep in mind that your hot start, or not your hot start, but your oh yeah, your hot start, it's still connected. So we're going to be getting, I believe it's a 14mm, and cracking that loose, and then we'll take it off. Be careful with your hot start plunger. Make sure you're not going to twist it, bend it. And then after you get that off, this whole carburetor should come out. Let's just get this cable out. Alright, so now we have the carburetor on our desk. In this video, I'm only going to be showing you how to replace the accelerator pump diaphragm, which is this part number right here. This gives you the good opportunity to do any cleaning you need to do before riding season starts. So let's get started on this diaphragm. I'll be removing these 3 screws right here on the bottom. So once we have those screws removed, we'll slowly take our spring out. Make sure all of these O-rings are still attached to your part. I don't know what that's called. There's another O-ring right there, and then there's your diaphragm. As you can see, mine's kind of a little beat up. It was a little deformed last time I checked it out, so I just thought about replacing it. Part of the new diaphragm is gonna go into the carb like so, right here. Try not to put it the other way because that won't work. Just know the different sides. As you can see, the stem is sticking out higher on this, and the circle is complete. On the opposite side, there are notches in that circle, and the stem is shorter. That side goes into the carburetor first. With that installed, now we could put this plate back on with the spring. Let me put this back on the tripod. Okay, so now usually I put the spring on first, and carefully, without dropping the O-rings, place the cover on. I'm gonna drop those screws in. Alright, now this carburetor is ready to go back in the bike. So everything from here on out is basically reverse order. So I'm only going to do the carburetor part. So first we're going to put the hot start on, and then we're going to squeeze this carburetor into that boot right here. And this doesn't need to be tightened a lot, it just needs a little snug. It needs to be a little snug, like that. So now, basically it goes back in the same way. I have to twist it around a little bit. Now that that carb is seated in there, make sure we tighten this before we do anything else. If you don't tighten this, your bike is probably going to run only on the choke, and the idle is just going to be all over the place. Okay, now, like I said, everything's in reverse order. So all I have to do is just put this fuel line back on this hook. And get all these hoses right here, and we're gonna tuck them in between this opening right here. See right there, that opening is where all your hoses are gonna go. So I'll come back when I do that. Now all those hoses going down there, they're sticking out properly. Now we're going to put these throttle cables back the same order that we took them off. Meaning this goes on first and this one goes on last. So we're going to get that one that we marked, which should have been the bottom one. Kind of put it inside of this loop right here and bend it in a way where we could get it inside of that channel. Go. Oh, there we go. Same thing for the top one. Bend in a way so we can get inside that channel. This looks tough. All right. Now, up top here, so we want to make sure to get this piece right here up and over where it goes. Sorry, it's not a good view for you guys, but hope you guys kind of follow along. There you go, like that. Get it focused a little more right there. Same thing for the top one. Before we do that top one, we want to tighten this one right here. Okay, once that's bottom one's tightened, we can start working on the top one now. Okay, so now that one's tightened up, and all we have to do is just kind of tuck these wires to the side, and we're going to get our TPS cable. And pull it through. Okay. And we're going to snap it back. And that's how you install your carburetor. All that's left to do is just to put this back on, put the subframe back on, put the exhaust, the gas tank, plastics, should be good. So thank you for watching. If this video helped, please give me a like, and also subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos in the future. I'll be making another video on this bike right here, which is another 06 CRF250R, and I'm going to be doing a carburetor cleaning because this bike has been sitting around for a while. I'm going to do cleaning on the carburetor and doing jets as well. So yeah, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.